Hello everyone, and welcome to our week 3 of our Road to TCG World 2016 series. Now, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be featuring a Mienshao Hawlucha deck, which recently did very well at the Meta Deck Open. And ever since a photo of the deck was posted on Facebook, it's been gathering quite the attention online. And so you might be wondering why I'm doing standard again this week instead of expanded. Well, I actually decided to leave the decision up to you guys, and so I made a poll. For those of you who are not aware, I made a poll on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Tablemon, and the deck that won, that got the most votes, was this one. So that's why I decided to choose it, and this is probably going to be the method I use to decide what deck I feature in future weeks. So if you want to have your say and try to help make a decision on what deck gets used during the week, then make sure to check out the polls that will be going up every week on my fan page. And so without further ado, let's get into reviewing the list. Now, the main Pokemon here, as you can see, there's very few Pokemon. So the main Pokemon here is Mienshao, which, if some of you are playing Expanded or were playing last year, it's very similar to Donphan in that it's a hit and run deck. Now, unfortunately, there's no Floatstone in the formats anymore, so we can't use things like Wofet, which would be pretty good actually. And the attack is a bit different, since you return Mienshao to your hand rather than retreating it to the bench after you attack. So this gives a new dynamic, and where you conserve a lot of resources, but it also forces you to have a Mienfoo on your bench to make sure you can keep this going. And so in order to ensure your Mienfoo survive, there's a very important card for the deck, which is Focus Sash, and that's why I'm running 4 of them, which, if a fighting Pokemon gets damaged, well, it hasn't been damaged yet, and it gets damaged enough to be KO'd, you discard the Focus Sash, and it actually survives with 10 HP left. So Megaphone is not a very popular card right now. So with that, even if they Lysander up the Mienfoos, they can survive. Or even it's a pretty good card for Hawlucha, where you can 2-hit KO Pokemon EXs and they can't 1-hit KO you back and things like that. So far the deck has been working pretty good. And to combo with Focus Sash, you have Eco Arm, which shuffles up to 3 Pokemon Tool cards from your discard pile onto your deck, back into your deck. So you essentially could get up to 9-10 Focus Sash per game, and this means your opponent will have a really hard time taking any prizes at all. Now let's take a quick look at the rest of the Pokemon. Mienfoo is just there to evolve, and Hawlucha is a pretty well-known Pokemon. Its ability is very good, especially when combined with its attack, because in the practice games I've played so far with this deck, one-hit KOing Shaymins is very easy with Hawlucha by having a strong energy, a muscle band, and a Fighting Stadium. And most decks are running Shaymin EX. I haven't seen any deck other than Mienshao and possibly Groudon, Primal Groudon, not running Shaymin. So there's always easy targets to pick off on the bench. And since Mienshao keeps returning to your hand, even you just need one strong energy, and it'll probably last you all game, because there's barely any, or there's no real shuffling options for your opponent to get rid of your hand other than red card, which I will get to eventually. So I've already talked about Eco Arm. There's only 2 of them. You don't really need that You don't really need many more. Now, the original list that got 3rd and 4th place in the Meta Deck Open had 3 Enhanced Hammer, which I recognize is a very good card, but I decided to take one out for a red card. If you've watched my previous videos, I keep mentioning red card a lot, like how good it would be for me to be able to red card my opponent, or how devastating it would be if my opponent used a red card himself. So I'm trying out one just for now, and you might say, well, that's gonna be hard to draw it when you actually need it and things like that, but we are running Corina in this deck, which gets a fighting Pokemon and any item card you want. So that way we kind of can guarantee to get the red card when we think it's going to be crucial. So yeah, that's why there's just the one red card. It's the one change I've made to the list. Now, for Level Ball, because every Pokemon has less than 90 HP, so there's no need to run Ultra Ball. One Professor's Letter to go with Karina, so we can get energy to start attacking right away. 4 Robo subs, because they don't give up a prize and they're good to stall and things like that. I wish there was a way to recycle them, but there isn't one yet. 1 Sacred Ash, because there can be points where you have to Sycamore away things, or you might need more Hawluchas. And especially since Mienshao keeps coming back to your hand, sometimes you might need to get another Stadium or a Muscle Band or dig deeper for another Focus Ash. So you might get rid of 2 or even 3 Mienshao with a Sycamore, since they start accumulating in your hand. So that's why Sacred Ash has been pretty important so far. Then 4 versus Seeker to be able to reuse any supporters you might need, especially Corina, which I've already talked about, and Lysander to pick off easy targets. And for Sycamore as usual, and this is a new thing from the list, and I really like it, especially in this deck. You only get to draw 3 cards, which might seem a low amount with Tierno, but since this deck, since Mienshao comes back to your hand and you have to keep playing down those cards and things like that, and you might have crucial things in your hand and you don't want to use Sycamore to get rid of all of that, then Tierno helps you dig deeper into your deck to find the extra cards you need, but without getting rid of too many resources. Now, 3 Fighting Stadiums. I wish I had the space for a 4th, and red card is the wild card here that might become either back to an Enhanced Hammer or the 4th Fighting Stadium, depending on how useful it is. And finally, we've talked about Focus Ash and its utility. It's been working pretty great. 2 Muscle Bands, which I sometimes wish I had the 3rd one, but 2 seems enough. Like 3 would be a luxury, but 2 is the right amount to work optimally in the deck. And finally, 4 Strong Energy in order to increase the damage output, and 4 Basic Energy because I can't run more than 4 Strong Energy. So, with that in mind, let's get going to our matches, shall we? Now, I'm very excited to try out this deck because I really like Dumbfan. Last season, the first tournament I played was the City Championship, and I used Dumbfan and I got top 8, and I was pretty sure it was the best deck in the format. I used it so much, I practiced with it so much, and I also used it at Nationals. So I really like the hit and run concept, which also means I'll probably be using Gengar EX eventually. But for now, let's focus on Mienshao. Now, I didn't see what my opponent was using. There's dark type Pokemon, but we are in a bit of trouble because look at our hand. We are starting off with no supporters. Now, this is standard, so I don't think there's a way for him to power up Yveltal this turn. If he attached that DCE, that would be ideal, so we could remove it, but I can't do anything else this turn. So, as seems to be a trend, we are in top deck mode. I don't know if it's a trend with me or if it's a trend for the standard format, but with no shaming either. We have less out to be able to get out of this situation, which is unfortunate, but good for us. He played at DCE, so we can get rid of that. And this is where we start cycling Mienshaos for now. We only deal 40 damage, but promoting Hawlucha is pretty much risk-free. And we can do it again with Mienshao, or we can start doing damage with Hawlucha, which we might want to do. Not entirely sure. We'll still need either a Muscle Band or a Strong Energy to be able to 3-hit KO this Yveltal, which is unfortunate. We really need to top deck something useful very soon. Now, my opponent is using Yveltal, and he might be using Archeops too. So that could prove tricky for us. Now, I'm going to use the Professor's Letter to thin out our deck, so we make sure our top deck isn't a basic fighting energy, which would not help us out at all in this situation. And I'm going to retreat and do 40 more with Aeroturn and promote Hawlucha. If he has another DCE, then we are going to be in very deep trouble, and we might even lose by next turn. But if he doesn't, we might be able to KO this Yveltal and get 2 prizes to try to get it out of this bad situation we're in. So our hand looks pretty symmetric actually. Okay, so a lightning energy, wow. No DCE, which is great for us. He's using Shauna. I'm jealous, I wish I had a Shauna right now. So it's Yveltal Manectric. That's pretty good for us, because Manectric is an easy target for this deck. Like, just seeing the Manectric there. Okay, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. 90. So, yeah, this is... I'm going to Sycamore for a chance of getting the Muscle Band. But a Strong Energy would also be great here. Do I risk the Muscle Band? I think I do. Muscle Band or Strong? I'm going to get rid of so many energy though. But I think I need to. And 2 Mienshao. In theory we only need 1 Mienshao, so it's not that big a deal. So as long as we play our Focus Ashes smartly, we should be okay. So I'm going to take the risk. Okay. We're good, and look at this. We get the Sacred Ash right away. So now, the only way for us to KO this Yveltal is with Hawlucha. But unfortunately, we won't have energy for next turn. I really don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm going to KO with the fresh Hawlucha, just so I can ensure that I can get an attack on Manectric if he promotes Manectric, but he will probably promote Yveltal. Still, I'm gonna take the KO for now, which was great. I think that Sycamore was an educated risk, like I was saying in the first week. We hadn't drawn pretty much anything else, so doing that was a safe move. And now we are set for next turn thanks to the Versus Seeker we drew off of our prizes, or we could even Lysander and start damaging that Yveltal, which I am very inclined to do so right now, I think. Because Yveltal EX is a threat. That's the biggest threat. Even if he KOs back, we will have 2 more Hawluchas, so we will be down to getting an energy, which is pretty fine by me. Gonna Sacred Ash either way, just to get those Mienshaos back, and I am going to Lysander Yveltal and deal 100 damage to it. Not attaching the Muscle Band to anything yet, because I'm not scared of him shoveling away my hand. And we might need it for Mienshao, or we might need it for Hawlucha if we draw the last basic fighting energy. So that's why I'm not attaching the Muscle Band, because I'm not entirely sure which Pokemon will be the one that needs it yet. Now, he will probably attach and take the KO on Hawlucha. Yeah, there it is. So we just need to get one more energy, in order to take the KO on Yveltal. Now look at this. I'm gonna play the red card just because. There's no point in not playing it. I'm going to attach the Muscle Band now to Mienshao because next turn, as long as we KO this, Mienshao's pretty safe from any attacks from my opponent. We don't need the Focus Ash. And now look at that. There's a strong energy, so let me make sure. If we attack with Arrow Turn, that's 40 plus the Muscle Band 60 plus the Fighting Stadium 80 plus the strong energy 100 and Yveltal is down to 70. So I'm going to take the KO with Mienshao. Why? To be able to recycle the strong energy in case I want to attach it to Hawlucha next turn or something like that. And I'm not going to attach the Focus Ash. No, I am. Just in case he decides to target this Mienshao, but we can still evolve this Mienfoo and with a Versus Seeker take the KO on Manectric. So there's the 80 damage, we take the KO, and now it's just down to, does our opponent have something to shuffle our hand? Because if it doesn't, that Manectric EX will net us our last two prizes for the game. And as you can see, okay, now we have the counter stadiums in our hand, so we're not worried. He's attacked now, so we have won this game. Pretty quick game actually, and after seeing our starting hand, I'm pretty surprised we pulled this off. I'm just gonna straightforward. Not gonna do what one of our opponents did, where he just didn't attack or something like that and was being a poor sport. There's the air turn for 200 damage and the win. Yep. So that Sycamore that we used early game was pretty important, and drawing the energy off of it. Our odds were not that good, but it was a risk I had to take, an educated risk I had to take in order to ensure we had a stable mid game, right? Because even if we had whiffed in that turn, the energy or the stadium or something to not get the KO on Yveltal, there was a possibility of us drawing more basic Pokemon, Robo subs to stall for more time, things like that. So we weren't like, it wasn't an 100% all in play. It was an educated risk, I believe, in my opinion. So one win for the deck, pretty awesome win. Hawlucha is amazing against Yveltal, especially when combined with Focus Sash, which we didn't get to see right now. But the fact that he had Manectric EX just helped us out. But if that Manectric had been a Shaman, the end result would have probably been the same. And wow, we are up against a mirror match. Now this is going to be very, very interesting and weird. Incredibly interesting and weird. And right off the bat, that red card is probably going to be crucial in this mirror match. Okay, so it does not attach an energy. I'm gonna leave Hawlucha up there because I think it's pretty safe. And my posture in this game is going to be resource management. Well, as you can see, I'm going to go for a Versus Seeker. Here, there's 1, 2, two. Wow, there's two of them prized, which is unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But I don't have a need to attach an energy, just like he didn't attach himself. And just gonna pass. Once again, I think resource management is going to be crucial here, and probably decking out is a viable win condition in this mirror match. As some of you might have seen, or perhaps you didn't, but in the first week, we were using Seismito Giratina. We did not get to attack a single turn, or at most 1 or 2 turns, and we won, or we were probably going to win that game just by being patient and not attacking. Okay, so see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to Corina, and I'm going to get the professor's letter just to... No, I'm gonna get Hawlucha, because Mienshao will be in her hand. I'm going to get the professor's letter, and I'm pretty sure at some point in this game, my opponent's hand size will be absolutely huge. So if decking is not the win condition, disrupting him with the red card and him missing a turn of using Mienshao or something like that will be pretty crucial. And now getting rid of his Robosubs without me risking my own is going to be pretty important as well. And he's not going for Hawlucha at all. He just wants all Mienshaos right there. And I'm perfectly fine with him only doing 20 damage to my Hawlucha. Gonna play the other one down. And yeah, he realizes there's no need to promote Robosub as long as you have Mienshao with Focus Sash. So I should probably be doing the same thing. Yeah. That's the play. I'm not gonna show him I have the muscle band, because maybe at some point he might promote a Mienfoo, or I might draw a Lysander and I can Lysander up the Mienfoo to take a KO. Now he gets the strong energy, which that extra 20 damage will be pretty important on Hawluchas especially. And now I'm really wishing I had a second Mienshao to do exactly what he's doing, because if he gets a muscle band, he will start discarding my Focus Sash. So I will probably have to promote a Robosub this turn, since I know he has the strong now. Yeah, I really need a second Mienshao. I really do. I need a second Mienshao, and quickly. I need to draw a supporter. I really need to draw something. Okay, so now we are going to be out of Versus Seekers, which is something I have to remember, but we can now pull off the Mienshao thing. Now, see, this would be a pretty amazing situation to use red card, but I'm gonna be patient. I think it's going to be more important, if it becomes important, it's going to be more important to do it late game. Take the Robosub. That's fine. Actually, there was no need for me to attack and sacrifice my Robosub. I could have just taken the hit and then... Okay, yeah. I have to play this smarter. He's only doing 60 damage. At most, with one energy attachment, he's going to be doing 80 damage with a muscle band and a special fighting energy. So I am going to play this. Here though, I could. So I want to save the muscle band, it doesn't seem that important. Think. Oh, patience, Pablo. Patience. I'm gonna pass. No need to do anything else at this point but pass. He's going to damage me, then I'm going to damage him, and then he's going to damage me, and I'm going to damage him. And Eco Arms will be important to reshuffle cards, I guess. But not really. We might be in for a very, very long game, guys. Yep, I'm gonna do this and go for it. This is going to be a very long stalling game, guys, but as you can see from the deck counts, he has a lower, like if it comes down to decking, I will win. Because presumably he's using the exact same list. The exact same list as I am, except for the red card. So that means he has no way to shuffle cards back into his deck. And there's no Pokemon tools in his discard pile either. So I guess we are just playing this forever game. Gonna play a bit faster because it's pretty straightforward what we have to do. And if there's no change in this, I'll probably stop talking and fast forward this until we are down to something. Okay, so a Lysander. We draw Lysander. Is Lysander important here? Is taking a KO on Mienfoo important? I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I could. Do I want to? Just gonna do it to put a bit more pressure on him. Perhaps get a Versus Seeker out of my prizes. Nope. That's fine. Yeah, if we keep this up, it's gonna be another 23 turns of this. So you might not be hearing me right now. I think I will fast forward this. Wow, I am not going to take the KO on this card because that means he will be able to recycle the Focus Ash if I take the KO. So that's fine. So our slow starts might have been beneficial actually. Okay, so he does the exact same thing as I did. No need to attack. Actually, I should have gone for another Mienfoo. Oh wow. I am going to get it. Do I get rid of his strong energy? Is it worth it? Oh, it is worth it. Yeah, I definitely. Okay guys, we are back. Now, I made a mistake by not attaching a focus sash last turn. So, this is what I'm gonna do. Red card, time to shine. And I'm not even gonna return my Mienshao. I'm just gonna high jump kick this Mienfoo now. Who knows what he drew? His deck is now extremely big again. And no, he gets the Sycamore. Unfortunately. Now, if he doesn't play a Mienfoo though, that's going to be pretty huge. Fortunately, okay, he retreats. Wow. So he really needs to top deck something or other. Now I'm going to attach here. Let's see if this red card wins us the mirror match. What does he have in his hand? He didn't play. Oh, he gets the Karina, unfortunately. So it seems like we are back to square one, except his deck is now bigger than ours. A second red card would definitely win us the game here. But at this point, there's nothing we can do. A megaphone would win us the mirror match for sure as well. But yeah, that's exactly what he can do. He can just... Okay, he's taking another KO. But that focus sash... Okay, I think my win condition here is ensuring that he doesn't have any more focus sash. That's how I get to win. The turn he misses a focus sash on Mienshao, I win. So that's what we have to do here. Unfortunately, he's going to be... Okay, no, never mind. There's more Hawluchas. Attach this to Mienshao just in case. And there's another Focus Sash gun. And we promote a Hawlucha. Not a problem. Does he have the Focus Sash? He does. That's going to be the third Focus Sash. And there's one Eco Arm in the discard pile. Okay, he uses the his second Eco Arm. That means he's on a timer on his Focus Sash. And there's still 16 turns left, which is pretty okay for us before we finally deck out. Our hand is getting pretty big though. I'm gonna waste this. Just, yeah, pretty useless cards all around. Gonna attach this Focus Sash. Do I attach the Muscle Band? No. Gonna retreat, discard that Focus Sash once again, and promote. I know he can do up to 60 damage, so I'm going to promote the Robo sub. Robo sub. See, 2 Eco Arms, 1 Focus Sash, and he has to draw into the Focus Sash. And he's now playing Hawlucha, which is unfortunate, but I guess Hawlucha is not forever, no, and it still gets 2-hit KO'd. So we are now playing the Hawlucha game because he doesn't have another Focus Sash yet for Mienfoo. So he's down to 2 turns, pretty much. Let's see, what he's not recognizing is there's no need for him to attack. Okay, he has another Focus Sash. Well, there is a need for him to attack if he's not willing. Why would you promote Mienfoo? Okay. So that's good for us. I'm not gonna complain. He doesn't want me taking any prizes. Don't forget the Focus Sash, Pablo, please. So, yikes. Do I give him extra prizes? I don't think I should. How many Robo subs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We are out of Robo subs, so it's time for us to get rid of our own Focus Sashes, which we can recycle with our own Eco Arm. So I think we're still fine. Sacred Ash. That's fine because it's the Focus Sash that worries us. I'm going to maximize my Focus Sashes. So now this is a key turn. Does he have another Focus Sash? Is he going? He doesn't. He does not have another Focus Sash, which is great for us. Saves us a turn. Now he has to attack, but he can just evolve the other Mienshao. Yeah. So actually he still has the advantage. And because we don't have any more Versus Seekers, or actually we do have another Lysander. In theory. Oh, there's a Versus Seeker. So the right play here is Lysander. We got the Versus Seeker off of the Hawlucha prize. That's great. So I'm not gonna give him any prize. There's okay, no, never mind. He has Mienfoo. I need to do the same thing. No. I'm the one on a counter here, on a timer here. Okay. This is going to be pretty important. Because next turn, I'm not going to attack. He is 1, 2. He is presumably out of focus ashes. So I'm gonna pass. Because now I can start taking KOs with a muscle band and another strong energy. Which is great. Oh, he has the hammer. He used a sycamore. So now we are back to square one, where we might be able to take him out. Okay. Actually, we would not have been able to take a KO. Yeah. This game has been very long and very complicated. Very, very complicated. Our fourth Versus Seeker, or if we got the Lysander, that would save us. Taking him out is still an option, I guess. Because we are both going to run out of Hawluchas eventually. Yikes. Actually, I need my Sacred Ash. And quickly. I might have to Tierno next turn. Okay, he's not attacking. So he still has another enhanced hammer. But since I have to keep attaching the focus ash, yikes, I should not have attacked there. Because now, okay, well, a focus ash gets discarded for me. This is a very weird mirror match. Very, very weird mirror match. Him using his Versus Seekers is great. I'm perfectly fine with him taking a KO on Hawlucha, because that means our focus hash remains intact. Who do you promote? Your own Mienshao, okay. So, Wolf, I'm having trouble actually seeing the cards in my hand. Touch the focus hash. Touch this. Okay. See, level ball. Uh-oh, please don't freeze now. There's the Lysander. Is the Lysander useful? Yes, it is. It really is. I'm not that scared. I'm gonna attach a muscle band to Hawlucha, because if it gets KO'd, that's fine. I did not draw the Lysander, no. Okay. But still. How many? There's 2 Verseeker, 1 Lysander, 3 Verseeker and 2 Lysander. So he only has 1 Lysander, or 1 potential Lysander effect left. Another Mienfoo. Our thing is also there. That's very unfortunate. Get another prize here. There's the Lysander. Do we want to KO a Mienfoo? Does it really matter? Not this turn. Touch the focus ash. Now Eco Arm for 3 focus ash. And I'm gonna play the level ball just to make my hand smaller and be able to see what I actually have. And the Karina. No, just in case I have to draw a muscle focus ash. Yikes. This was one very, very weird game. There's another focus ash. Okay, so he's going to pass. Yeah, having that other Mienshao is what's going to win him the game, I think. Okay, I'm going to Lysander and take a prize myself. I don't have a Focus Sash for next turn, so I have to go get one. Yikes. I did not top deck it. Because both of my Hawluchas are in Mienshao range. This is a very, very weird game, but not having the Sacred Ash is what won him the game. Okay. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, the red card strategy did not work out at all for us. I'm probably not going to be able to stall out my opponent here. Well, there's the other Verse Seeker, so what was I thinking here? Do I just assume he doesn't have the Verse Seeker and take the KO? I am going to do that. I'm going to take a very big risk. Oh, yeah. That's fine. We are down to one prize and we have a Versus Seeker. So as long as he doesn't KO Mienfoo, we can win next turn. Does he have the Versus Seeker? Or the Lysander? Does he have it? No, he doesn't! We won! A very, 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 very long game. Versus Seeker, Lysander. This has probably been the weirdest Pokemon game I have played in over 12 years of playing. That was... So, let's recap here. We were playing the I'm Afraid and You're Afraid game, and we're just doing a little bit of damage, but he had less cards. But then I decided to take a risk with the red card to try to make him whiff Focus Sash or Mienshao, which he didn't, and he recovered off of that. So now I was in danger of decking out, especially with my Sacred Ash in the prizes. But I still had my two Eco Arms to recycle Focus Sash, and he had used his up pretty early. The first one he discarded with a Sycamore, and the second one he used to return only one Focus Sash. So I think that was the key to winning the game. He wasn't able to fully utilize his Focus Ashes, and as you might have seen here, I went through, 6, 7 Focus Ashes, perhaps 8 total, so that was pretty crucial. And the fact that apparently I didn't count correctly, and I had all Versus Seekers and all Lysanders available to me, so I was able to get enough prizes in the end from non-Focus Ashed Mienfoos or Hawluchas that had been previously damaged. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that game very interesting. I definitely was on the edge of my seats for a long time. And that will be all for today. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Mienshao Hawlucha. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying the videos, and I wanted to try, guys. We're having over 300 and 200 views on each video, but we're not getting that many likes, so please try to get at least 10 likes in each video this week. That will really encourage me to keep going and keep bringing you guys more content. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.